Hello and welcome to Team Shine. Thank you for taking a look at this new coach training that we have created in hopes to make the beginning a little bit easier for you. I know signing on as a new coach, it can be a bit overwhelming because there's so much information. So we're always trying to look to kind of tweak the progress or process and see if we can make it a bit easier. I'm going to give you a heads up that this is not perfect. I am probably going to mess up about 15 times going through the slides, and not everything is covered, but based upon training I've seen from other coaches and things that I've learned, I felt like these were some of the important steps in which to get started. So one thing to keep in mind is that from the very first founding coaches all the way down to where you are now, it is a duplicatable system. So no one is doing something magical or different than the next person. It is taking it and using the same information that other coaches have and kind of making it our own, which is hence why we have this training. So put on your seatbelt. Hopefully you'll learn a lot without, overwhelming the brain too much. And again, please always refer to your upline or the coach that sponsored you onto the team, because they're going to be able to dig a lot deeper into this with you and also give you their insight onto things that have worked well for them. So again, this is just kind of the foundation in the beginning. So when you start, you became a coach when you joined with your coach. And from now on, you will always log in through teambeachbody.com. So as his coaches, that's how we always log in. And then from there, we go to our coach online office. So when you get into your coach online office, which is what I call my mothership, you will discover that you have, it says 4 websites. You have teambeachbody.com is what we all use. And then we each have our own individual links in which we give people when they're interested to order. And they're listed here, your beachbodycoach.com backslash your username, which is what you created when you created the Team Beachbody account, one for Shakeology and one for the Ultimate Reset. Personally, I've discovered that I just worry about the beachbodycoach.com website because it's easier to remember one website to give to everybody. So the first link here, this is what you're going to give people when they order. It is something that you will find in the top right-hand corner. It's your URL. And again, your coach will walk you through this when you go into the coach online office to find this. And it's something you want to keep in a safe place because you're either going to copy and paste it or text it to someone or however you go about giving out this information. This is how, from your website, you will earn the 25% commissions off anything that is purchased. But again, it has to be through your website in order to earn that commission. So once you get your feet wet and discuss a little bit about your goals of where you want to take this with your coach, you definitely need to dig into some training. And there are various forms of this training in the Coach Online office. It's called the Coach Training Academy. And basically across the board, it's Coach Basics. We are part of an organization called Platinum Presenters, and they have an entire university that is very in-depth. It is phenomenal. It has everything you could ever imagine that you needed on anything. But if you feel like you just kind of want to get your feet wet, this is what I would suggest at this point in time. And again, we're always tweaking it. But you can find the Coach Training Academy in your Coach Online office. You see the tabs at the top, right there, News and Training. Click on Coach Training Academy. And something here, a quick note, is that obviously once you sign up as a coach, you want to check for that new coach email just to confirm that we actually have you as a coach. So when you click on the Coach Training Academy, it's going to bring you to this screen. And here is, again, the training. It is absolutely crucial. There's no way around it. Everybody has to do the training in order to grow their business. So I just like to tell coaches, dig in. It is exactly what I did when I started. My coach said, here you go. So I feel when we start and we start to absorb that information on our own, we hold on to it a lot easier than if someone just tells us. And this takes it step by step, literally getting started. what you do as a coach. And then from there, you see Emerald and Diamond. And these are things that you can, look into now, and you'll understand a little bit more as you get your feet wet. And this is just kind of how you learn to build the business. Okay, this is very basic, but very important. This is the number for coach relations. This is something that you want to put into your phone because you will call them all the time. This is where you can get answer to questions, if you need to check on something in your Coach Online office, if you need to follow up with an order or anything related to your business. When I started, I called them all the time. That's why they're there. And I bet I called them 5 times last week. It is a number that you are always going to need. So always just go ahead and put it in your phone. Here's something else, FAQs and Google. At the bottom of your Coach Online office, you will find little tabs, and one says contact us and your policies and procedures. I know this means nothing to you now, but you'll see it. And one is FAQs. The FAQs in the Coach Online office are your Google for Beachbody. When I started as a coach, I would go and talk and ask questions to other people. And I finally had a coach say to me, "Do you use the FAQs?" And I was like, oh dear. So from that point forward, I started to use the FAQs. And it was probably the best piece of advice I got because it made me go search, go find out the information on my own. And that way, again, I kept it up there. It was just in the back of my brain, or I was able to write it down and refer to it because I found it. And that goes for Google too, is there's so many things that I still have to Google, and I still use the FAQs all the time, that these are such a great resource of information that you can go out and find it on your own. And this doesn't mean as a team that we won't answer questions, because we absolutely want to help you. But this is just something to remember right away, because the sooner you start to learn it on your own, the more successful that you will be. So when you start out as a coach, and I'm sure these are things that your coach had kind of basically gone over with you, but when we become a coach, we want to be in active status. So for just a coach that just signed up, that is 50 personal volume points. Now, what I tell the people that join on my team is Shakeology Home Direct is 90. So I basically say be on Shakeology Home Direct, because we need to be a product of the product anyways. And so that makes you a product of the product, and that keeps your active status. So it's kind of a no-brainer without even thinking of it. But as far as the requirements per Beachbody, a coach needs to have 50 personal volume points. When you hit the first rank of Emerald, it's 90, and then with Diamond, it's 100. And by this time, you're also bringing in volume from customers, so you should be covered with this. And as you see in the diagram below, you can see where the coach, the white, is not active. And then the blue is an active coach, where again, you want to be active. Just the minute you sign up to be a coach, you just always want to be active. When you become Emerald, that is your first rank. That means having one coach on your right and one coach on your left. That makes you an active coach. So the green is Emerald, the blue is coach. The next rank is Ruby. Ruby is having 2 emeralds on each leg, which means they each have 2 coaches under them. And this is part of business building. So it's kind of like any organizational chart in corporate America, because a lot of times people think it's a pyramid, and technically it kind of looks like one, but so does every other work chart that you will see. That is just something to keep in mind. And then the next rank advancement, is Diamond. So Diamond means having 4 coaches on your right leg and 4 coaches on your left leg, with 1 on each side being Emerald. So then you can refer back to, this is what one of the coaches under your left leg would look like and one under your right. And this is something that you will dig deeper into as you grow into the business. But this is a quick visual of what it looks like. And I've also shared a link that quickly explains rank advancement. So it doesn't take much time to watch, and it'll give you a better understanding. Next, when you become Emerald Coach, which is the first rank, you are eligible for what is called the Team Cycle Bonus. Team Cycle Bonus is how you will grow your income. If you're looking at this from a business builder standpoint, Team Cycle Bonus is how to go. It is the way to go. So I'm going to admit it's confusing. I've shared a YouTube video here that I bet I've watched 20 times, and I am not kidding. But this visual also gives you a little bit of an insight. You first have to reach Emerald, and then you have to have the volume there. You have to meet the Emerald requirements, which when you get to that, your coach will go over with you. And then you have to have the volume in which to earn the cycle. So to be easy about it, you see you earn $14 a cycle with Emerald, 16 with Ruby, and Diamond is 18. Now from there, you just need to produce more volume, which means you are, I don't like to use the word sell, but people are purchasing products from us, but more by building a team, and that team producing volume, or that coach producing volume. So you can see, and after watching the video, a little bit about how the cycles work. And I know being brand new, this is like a foreign language, and I understand that, but I wanted to put this in here so you kind of understood how you earn and how it kind of cycles, and I hope the video will help you a little bit as well. And again, any of these slides, you can go back and ask your coach or me to explain it in a little bit better terms. I don't know if I can do that, but I'm offering. Okay, so one thing that you're going to learn from the very beginning, because I did not, was weak and strong legs. So when you are building a business and you want that team cycle bonus to go through, you have to strategize your volume. So you want to make these rank advancements, and while doing so, you also have to look at your volume and where you're going to place coaches. So this is something that you want to make sure you check with your coach when you start every single time you place a new coach underneath you, because this is going to help build that long-term business. So when you go into your Coach Online office, you can go into, as you see the tab at the top, My Business, My Downline, and My Graphical Genealogy here. Some will tell you they just go to Sponsorship Drill Down. So here's where the personal preferences come into place. But what I've learned recently is that when I go to my graphical genealogy, I have a more specific strategy on where to place coaches. So you have to look, most of you are already going to have a strong leg. So again, it depends on where you are placed by your coach and then where you place coaches. So these are questions that you want to think about when you start to build that business. And again, this is something that might come down the road. I just wanted to put it in here just so you had a little bit of an idea of what to expect. So the one thing that's important to me is where to place your first coach, which is your spouse or significant other. And that should be something that's done before you end this video, because that is the first and foremost person that's going to help you build this business. And you just have to trust us when we say that, because then one day you're going to thank us because that's the first person you signed up. So these are things, again, though, that you have to take into consideration is which side has people already? Which side has no one? Is that person going to be a business builder and produce volume? So if the placement is wrong, you have up to 72 hours to change the location of where you place that person. After that, that person is set wherever you place them. So that is something to keep in mind. And again, if you have any questions or feel like you did something wrong or not sure, you always reach out. Okay, this is a little tidbit, something that someone told me a while back, and I talked about your beachbody.com / username website to give to people to order. Sometimes people get really confused when it's time to order. Sometimes we can walk them through it. Say, hey, you go to shop and then you select challenge pack. And if we want to make life really easy on them, or try to, this is the link that you can use, simplecoachlinks.com. And when you go there, it asks for your coach ID, and then it has a list of everything that Beachbody sells. And so you can just follow the directions. You copy, then paste it, and then where it says ID, you put in your coach ID. And it's very self-explanatory on the website. But this was a little tidbit that was given to me. So if somebody wants a specific challenge pack, I can give them the link directly to that challenge pack. I always follow up with the person to make sure it's easy for them to follow, that they actually got the right website, because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes stuff happens. With that said too, there's also a Coach mobile app. So it's not an app that you have on your phone. You literally have to Google Coach mobile app. And there are different theories on I love it or I hate it. Some of us love it, some of us hate it. So you can make your own decision. But what this allows you to do is it allows you to enroll a new customer only, or a brand new coach. So you log in and you're able to use their email and either enroll them as a coach or put their order in a shopping cart. So again, some people love it, some people hate it. I loved it, and then I was having some trouble with it last week, so I'm not really sure how I feel. But I just wanted to throw out this option, and it's something you can inquire to further if you want to. Are you having fun yet? Okay. So, as I discovered becoming a new coach, and something I know to ask now is, a lot of times people might have ordered P90X 10 years ago. So they're a customer and they don't even know it. Or, they ordered something directly from Beachbody.com or an infomercial. So they are in Beachbody's system, but they're not your customer. In order for them to show up in your customer base, and again, for you to get credit, you do have to switch them to you as a customer. This is very, very important. So there are two methods. Yes, two. Okay, your customer can log into Team Beachbody, and when they go to the bottom of the screen, there's Contact Us. Now here, this is from our Coach Online office, but they're going to see the same thing, customer service, and click here to email customer service. And then this screen right here is going to come up. So, and here's an example of what I tell people to say. I basically say cut and paste this email to make life easier on them. So you just say, I would like to change my coach to you, coach ID, whatever it is, thank you. So that change can take up to 48 hours. Usually for me, it happens more in a more short time frame. I just always check my customer base and then let the customer know that they have shown up underneath me. Now, here is another trick that I like to do for my customers to make life as easy as possible. If we get their email from them, we have to ask for their email. We can do this for them. When it says click here, and we put member type their email address, if we have their email address, then we can write the email on their behalf. The email cannot come from us. It has to come from their email. And most of the time that works. And again, I want to do everything I can for my customers to make it more convenient for them and make it a more pleasant experience, so that when they do decide to purchase, they're like, oh, sure, you've been so super awesome, nice. Okay. What if someone already has a coach? This is something very important to take into consideration. Beachbody is very big on compliance and ethics. So we never, ever, ever want to step on another coach's toes. So if you find out someone's working with a coach, you wish them the best of luck. Sometimes what might happen is they might have bought from someone but never had any connection, or that coach never ran a challenge group, or anything of that nature, and they want more accountability and they want more communication. That's an example of possibly when someone can switch to you. that you're going to give them that level of service that they're looking for in a Beachbody coach. So I take it case by case basis. I will meet people on social media and they're like, oh yeah, I'm working with this girl, because you're connecting with new people. And I'm like, awesome. Best of luck to you. They might come to me and ask me a question and I'm going to answer it, but I'm not going to take them away from that coach with which they're working. But they may have worked with a coach, they may have just bought, they may not be getting what they need from someone. So in that situation, it is okay because you're going to provide a level of service in which they need. And if you ever have any questions, you can ask your coach, you can ask a friend. This happened to me the week before last, and this girl came to me because I double and triple checked to make sure I was doing the right thing, and it worked out. So it was great. So just always keep that in mind, that you always want to do the right thing. Okay, here are important numbers and dates and times to remember. These are things that I have set in my phone so I don't forget. So we as Team Shine hold a Zoom every other Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. The links for that evening will be posted on the Team Shine Facebook page. So this is a place where we can live video conference, we can see each other's faces, we can brainstorm. Sometimes there's a topic, sometimes it's just a place to ask questions. So I like to do that for the team, and that FaceTime is really good. The National Wake Up Call. This is a don't miss. You definitely don't want to miss these calls. This is a gift that we have these top coaches give us advice, what worked for them, knowledge, tips, information, you name it. They're giving it to us for free. So every Monday morning is the National Wake Up Call. The number here is listed, and there's also a playback number because we know that some people work and they just can't listen live. Some people can't listen live because they just can't listen live. So the playback number is always available a few hours after the call. And also, Team Beachbody has a podcast. So if you want to download the podcast app and look for the Team Beachbody podcast, you can get the National Wake Up Call on that as well. Pretty cool. Also, there is a Team Hardcore Call. So in our up line, Janelle Summers is kind of our great grandma. She doesn't look it, but you know what I'm saying. And she holds weekly calls for us as well. They are very good. There's always so much useful content. And it's actually a YouTube link. So she does the live YouTube streaming at 11 o'clock Central Time every Wednesday. So there is a group on Facebook called New Name Coach Success. So you can be added to that group, and the link is there for every Wednesday. So that's just something to remember. Important times and numbers to remember. Okay, what is Success Club? So I'm going to touch on this for the next couple of slides. So Success Club is basically a personal goal. It is not a quota. It is not a requirement. It is something, though, that I feel is important to set up from the very beginning to commit to doing, because it's going to set you up for success and consistency from day one. So Success Club is when you help someone get on Shakeology Home Direct, which is the monthly auto ship. That is 1 point. And when you sell a challenge pack, so a challenge pack is 2 Success Club points. So Shakeology Home Direct and a challenge pack. Now you want to reach, it's Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. And those are just 2 different benchmarks that you get. Say there's monthly prizes every month, and you do get that same prize, but it's just the sense of accomplishment and the achievements that come along with hitting Success Club 5 for a year or Success Club 10. So again, though, it's basically, to me, it's a personal goal that you set, and it's looking at helping 3 people a month or helping six people a month. And again, we get incentives every month to earn Success Club. And then there's also a Success Club trip every year. So you can earn Success Club points for the following year's trip. So this past March, we went to Cancun, and this March we are going on a cruise. And that is just by earning Success Club. So it's pretty cool. And again, it's helping people. So you're setting that personal benchmark to help people. The Success Starters program, if you hit Success Club in your first month as a Beachbody coach, you get that recognition, and you also earn a call with our CEO, Carl Deichler. So that is just something that it's pretty neat for a new coach to earn that. If you earn Success Club the first 3 months in your business, you earn a free ticket to our summit, which is held every year during the summer, where it's a humongous training where there's like 27,000 coaches, and you get to work out with the trainers and you get to learn from the top coaches, and it's just an awesome sense of Beachbody community. Also with Success Club, you earn customer leads. So to get deeper into that, the information is in your Coach Online office. But when you earn Success Club, then you will have people show up in your customer base that are free leads. So that's someone you can build a relationship with. That is earning commission off Shakeology, that someone you didn't even talk to. But if you can reach out to and develop that relationship, that could be a future coach. So it is pretty cool. To find out if you qualify for Success Club, well, it's Success Club 5 or 10, but you can always look in your Coach Online office, and you can see a breakdown of, there's so much stuff in your Coach Online office. I'm still learning, and it's so neat. But you can see that in my business, my qualification programs and Success Club points and qualifications, you're always able to go back and check to see what you earned for the past months or the past years. So, and on the front of your Coach Online office, you can't see it behind this, but it'll tell you your points for that day. And then this arrow right there will give you the breakdown of where you exactly got the points by name. It's pretty cool. That's something I just discovered. So, but you can always check your status of Success Club in here. And then it brings you to this screen, which will show you your total Success Club points, and then how many months you've earned Success Club, and just kind of give you your stats. So again, you can go on there. So this tells you a little bit about Success Club and how you can get down into details in your Coach Online office. Okay. One of the main things that we do as coaches is run challenge groups. So here, this slide kind of goes into how to kind of set up for your first challenge group. And that is something that you can talk to with your coach as far as where you feel you are now. Some people just jump right in and do a challenge group. Some people want to wait a little bit. Some people do a free group to get your feet wet. It is all up to you. But I want to tell you one thing. I've been running challenge groups for over 3 years, and I remember my first one, and I was a little bit nervous, and then it hit me. I might have no idea what I'm doing, but they don't either, because this is the first time they've done anything like this, so it doesn't matter. You're providing accountability, you're providing a safe place, you're providing support and encouragement. So if you're doing that, you are golden. So that's just something to keep in mind. So one thing that you want to start thinking about is announcing why that you are a coach. So putting it out there on social media, telling your friends and family, oh my gosh, look what I'm doing. Sharing your why. This is something very important, and you're going to hear why a lot. And it's something that we say your why should make you cry. So maybe you're not there yet, but you will be, and your why is going to change. It's going to change with your progression. It's going to change with your goals. And it's just going to change with what you decide to do with the coaching. So I love talking about our whys, and I love when people share their whys, because it's just really, it's very empowering to hear other people's stories. Okay, challenge groups. You're going to pick a date, decide how long, what the requirements might be. And again, this might be like a paid challenge group where they have to purchase a challenge pack before they get in, or you might be doing a free group, or however you want to run your group. So, and event pages have become very popular, because this is something where you can create an event on Facebook. And if you make it public, then all kinds of people see it that you may not even know are going to see it. So there's great event training out there as far as how to do an event on social media. I am always tweaking mine. I am always learning as I go in this coaching thing. So here's an example of an event I created for a group I'm doing on January 4th. So depending on when you watch this, it might have passed or it might not be here yet. So this is just something where I created a visually appealing cover photo, and then I gave at the top of your description a basic synopsis of what it's going to entail. So I don't give a lot of information, but this is kind of the invite to the party. This is the invite to where you're going to have the challenge group when you put a private Facebook group together. So you can just make it public, and then you can invite people you want to invite or invite all your friends. But a lot of times they say just selectively invite who you want to invite. Because if you invite your entire friends list and you do that every time you have an event, then people are just going to get tired of you. So what I like to do is kind of go in and specifically target people that I think might be interested. Okay, so here is more of the information. Talking about, well, this is, for example, the release of Hammer and Chisel program and why we're doing this specific group. So again, I'm not giving all of the information, but I'm giving a little bit of the information. Okay. We talked about challenge packs. So to me, the challenge pack, this is the best value for anybody. It is, I was talking to someone today about, well, I think they're interested in Shakeology. And I'm like, if they're interested in Shakeology from a monetary standpoint, they should just get a challenge pack, because that is the best value hands down for your customer, because you get that workout program and you get your first bag of Shakeology at such a significant discount. So remember, that is a large commission and it's residual income, because that person's on Shakeology Home Direct, and that's going to come to you every single month. And that is so nice. It's great, and it's rewarding to see, number one, you're helping someone get some nutrition into their body. And that's residual income you earn by helping someone. So to me, it's just, the challenge pack is like just the best thing since sliced bread. One thing you never ever want to do, and listen, I did it when I was a new coach. I didn't know better. So again, that's why you have us. So we tell you to do the things, not do the things that we did. You never want to publicly post your link. So never on Facebook say, hey, I'm a coach. Here's my link, buy from me. That is something that you do after you build that relationship, after you personally get to know the person, find out their goals, find out what they're looking to do. And then the last thing that I do is give them my link to order. So, sometimes I feel like they want it right away. I'm like, no, I want to make sure I'm providing them the best value and that I'm showing them that I truly care. And then I'm going to give them my link. And then I'm going to follow up with them a bunch until they make that purchase. Okay, time management. I think this is a struggle for most people. It's a struggle for me. It has been from day one, and it is to this minute. So it is very important to try to do the best with your time management. I know there's a lot of people that work full-time, that have kids, that are coaches, and are able to just focus and get so much more done than, say, someone like me who's home. I respect that person. So if you're good with time management, I'm giving you a high five right now. So some things to consider is how you're going to approach this coaching. So it is a job, and you are your own boss. So you don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to report to anybody. You don't have to, again, I mentioned it, you don't have to meet a quota. You don't have to do anything. But if you're going to treat it like a hobby, then it's going to pay you like a hobby. And if that's all you want, fantastic. But this is where it differentiates. If you want it to be a business, you have to treat it like a business, and it'll pay like a business. So there's a difference in wanting it to be a business and actually treating it like a business, because that's where you will get paid and rewarded. So you have to think about this, is that it is not immediate. It is not immediate. It never will be immediate. It can be fast-tracked depending on the investment and the time and the learning that you put into it. So remember, what you're doing today is going to bring you success down the road. So you have to give this some time, and you have to allow that time. It's like any other business startup. You're a small business. You're a small business owner. You are an entrepreneur. So you have to keep that in mind. And that time that you expend on that is how you're going to get the results. So, and I just like this little visual here, because I look at it and think, oh yeah, you're talking about me. So one thing, and we're going to get to it in a little bit, is called the Power Hour. So for those that really need to focus on time management, It sounds crazy, but if you're laser focused for that 1 hour, you can get what you need to get done in the day in 1 hour. And that is no joke. I just need to practice it. Okay. So I'm looking at my slides and I think I've got them switched up, but we're going to focus on personal development right now. 10 minutes a day, that is all you need. Ideally, it would be great to get more, but if you only get in 10 minutes a day, that is going to change your entire mindset. And to me, personal development is a good mental shift, a good positive mental attitude. Growth. When you're struggling, you need to read. If you need to learn something business-wise, you need to read. If you want to grow in your faith, you need to read. If you want to be a better parent, you need to read. If you want to be a better spouse, better friend. So personal development was the pivotal turning point in my life, in my business, in every aspect there is. It's crazy. And I'm one of those. I made fun of my husband. If you look in here, there's John Maxwell. I can remember 18 years ago, my husband reading a book by John Maxwell. Who's that? Why are you reading that? I made fun of him. I'm like, you're a nerd. What are you doing? And I could kick myself because now I know why people do it. So some of my favorites that have had an impact on me is The Compound Effect and Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. Entrepreneur Roller Coaster is probably the best business book I've read to date. Now I have a stack waiting for me, so we'll see if that changes. But as of now, Darren Hardy is a huge entrepreneur and such a great influence on me and on Beachbody coaches across the board. Anything John Maxwell writes is just amazeballs. I have such the utmost respect for that man. Such the utmost respect. Start with Why. That is one my husband just read, and he said it is very, very good. So he told me I needed to suggest that. So I'm sure us in the Beachbody world are Chalene Johnson fans, and she has really transitioned from, she's no longer known with fitness, but her business advice. I respect how much she's grown, and I love to hear what she has to teach me because it's for entrepreneurs, but I feel like she's talking to Beachbody coaches all the time. And so Build Your Tribe is one on business, more business focused. And the Chalene Show is another podcast, and that's kind of more life lessons. So they are super short. Some of them are 10 minutes. Like today, there was one that was 40. But it's something that you can do like when you're cooking dinner or when you're folding laundry or when you're in the car. And so anything personal development based, if you don't want to read it, listen to it. I get audiobook on my phone, and it's great because there's always time to listen or read. And you will see a difference in your business and in yourself when you do personal development, and you'll see it when you don't. So please understand the importance of that from day one. As I transition into this, Beachbody has 3 vital behaviors. The first one is being a product of the product. We cannot expect anyone to purchase anything from us or be a part of a group if we're not doing it ourselves. So that's why I tell everyone, get on Shakeology Home Direct. Unless you're allergic to it, you need to be on Shakeology Home Direct. Because if you're going to share that with people, you need to be drinking it. Because none of us can ever expect someone to buy it from us if we're not. Simple as that. Inviting. You are going to learn that you have to reach out to people, that they do not come to us. I'm waiting for that day. I'm just not there yet. So when it says invite, it literally means invite. And from the beginning, that could be just rekindling old friendships, relationships, connecting with people, and saying, hello, how are you? You don't have to go to everybody you know in your contact list and say, hi, I'm a Beachbody coach. Do you want to buy Shakeology from me? But inviting is developing those relationships and understanding those relationships may take a while before something does actually happen. I always use the example of it took me 1 year to get this girl to finally purchase Shakeology. And it's funny because actually yesterday she posted a box of her Shakeology arriving. So I thought it was just super cute that it took her that long and now she loves it. And then again, personal development. And I will tell coaches, I'm like, there's not 2 vital behaviors and then a third one if you want to do it. There are 3 vital behaviors for a reason. And please know that everything I'm sharing with you is stuff that I have learned from top coaches. So I don't make this up. I don't think this is what's best. I've learned that it is what's best. So I hope that that makes sense. Okay, some other simple key items, and this could be very much common sense for some people. Sometimes I just have to remind myself that you always want to make sure you're on top of conversations. So answering emails or Facebook messages from people. If someone writes you, maybe there's a 24-hour grace period. I know if you're good at time management, you're not going to be on Facebook all day responding to messages like sometimes I do, but you want to make sure that you do get back to that person in a timely manner, because you want to make sure you're present and there to help them. And that way they're going to want to work with you. Follow up. Follow up is key. Follow up, follow up, follow up. I can't remember what book it was, but I read a book where it says you have to follow up 7 to 15 times before someone's going to commit. So I've become very good at the follow up, because the first time I ask someone, I get no. I get told no constantly. It is the follow up that transitions into either being a coach or purchasing a challenge pack. So please remember to do that. People are busy. People are going to read your message at the grocery store. People are going to read your message at the stoplight. People are going to read their message in between yelling at their kids. So you have to remember that you are doing them a favor by following up with them. Another good tool is Coach Breaking News on the front page of your Coach Online office. So it's over to the right of the page, and there's always new information. It'll be like, hey, National Wake Up Call on Monday, or hey, new Beachbody apparel, or here's some training tips. There's always good information in there to check out. So again, listen to the team called the National Wake Up Call. Attend live events. This is no joke. My first live event was a Super Saturday. They hold them every quarter across the country. And when I went to mine, it'll be 3 years ago this January, my light bulb went off. I go to mine by myself. I'm in the Dallas area. I don't have any really active business builders in the area, so I go by myself. I don't care. It is amazing, the success stories you hear, the video from corporate, the new things that are coming up. It is what will impact and motivate you to get going in your business. It's just so, so awesome. I love them, love them, love them. And there's also Summit, and then there's other live events that take place throughout the year. But Super Saturdays are always once a quarter. Everybody can do that. Okay, just other things to remember is always when you're running a challenge group, you need to check in. If you're not checking in, then we can't expect our challengers to check in. So just always make sure you're checking in and post and motivating them. I like this, just encouraging someone at some point in time. I just sent a message to a coach the other day. She's actually inactive. She canceled her Shakeology, and guess what? It happens a lot. But I just said, how are you? And she's like, you made my day. And it makes me emotional because, we don't always need to benefit from someone, but them knowing that we care, that's a reflection of our character, and that's going to help us grow in our business to help other people. Sorry, I love this stuff. Okay, and then post 3 to 5 times per day on social media. There is so much social media training out there, it is silly. But one thing to remember, and this is what I like to tell coaches that come on board with me, and things, again, I've learned, is that come up with your 5. So 5 things about you, because you don't want to be Beachbody, 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 and then annoy people so much that they want to unfriend you. But by the way, that'll happen. So just take it as a compliment. But you want to talk about the 5 things that are interest to you. So we obviously like health and fitness, so that's going to be 1. But there are 4 other things, maybe 5, 6, or 7, that are you. So maybe it's your dog. So you talk about your dog, or you talk about your kids, or say you love water skiing. So you're going to talk about those things because you're basically sharing your life and what's going on with you on social media, because we kind of all do. You're just doing it in a different aspect. And don't feel bad about doing that, because you're providing value. You're sharing how health and fitness has made you able to do all of these other things. So, and you need to stay consistent, because if you disappear, people are going to notice, or they're going to forget about you because you did disappear. So make sure and stay consistent. Okay, I think I talked about this more than once, but you want to develop a tracking system, whether, like, I'm pen to paper, my husband's spreadsheet. So how you track how you talk to people. So you might have a big notebook where you can, like, put the date and that you talked to Sally, Judy, Sam, and John, and maybe what you said, or maybe where you are. Say, I just said hello to John, or I reached out to Sally to follow up on the challenge pack, or something of that nature. We also have what we call the power of 3. And since we have kind of come up with this, I feel like it's a lot better for people to track and reach those kind of daily goals. And that's a quick spreadsheet that we have in our team page on Facebook, where it'll just show you connect with 3 new people, follow up with 3 people, message 3 people. So if that's what you use to track, that's great. Now, if you want to get more in depth though about like where you are in a conversation, that's where you want to have like a spreadsheet or pen to paper. So the power hour is something that you're going to hear a lot. And this is just something some coach posted somewhere that I have saved. So it kind of tells you kind of the power of 3 in a way about what to do. So if you want to do 1 power hour, do this. If you want to do 2 power hours, here you go. So it's just a great tool to have in your toolbox. Okay, last but not least, we are done. Okay, hopefully you're ready and this did not scare you away, but helped you in a little bit. So please let your upline know when you've completed this video, because this is important to know that you have put some skin into the game, and then they're going to be ready to invest in you. So you have to remember that that coach is going to match your energy. So the more energy you give, the more they're going to give back. And that way you're going to work so cohesively together. Okay, again, decide your method of tracking conversations. And this is really important because I'll tell you, sometimes I do get away from it. And then I'm like, oh, crud, who is that? Oh my gosh, yes, I reached out to her whenever, or oh my gosh, I forgot to follow up. And like, if you forget, somebody else might not forget. So that's just something to think about. And then commit to making and following a to-do list for the next 30 days. Because again, remember, you want to write down some goals. And the sooner you start to do all of these things, the sooner you're going to be successful, the easier it's going to be, the more committed you're going to be. So just make sure to keep that in mind. And, best of luck. We are so glad to have you. We welcome you to the team. We wish you every bit of success. And if you need anything, please contact me or your upline. Thanks so much.